Hello, this is Beat Ruhstaller. I'm the founder of Fluxim, and it's exciting to be here again at SID. This time we are introducing a new tool, which is called OPIX. It's a software tool that we are launching this year. It complements our other tool called Setfos, which is well known in the industry. What it does, this new tool, it takes a choice of subpixels, as you indicated here in the icon here. Any display is composed of red, green, blue subpixels, but the difficulty is to choose the exact color of the subpixels and the JVL characteristics, color coordinates. And for a subpixel concept, here on the left you see traditional RGB are side by side, but you can also have tandem displays where two blue, two red, two green are stacked on each other, or have two different blue, two different red, two different green, with that which be a TurboLED concept. So for that choice of subpixels, you then load an image of your choice, and for that image, the software calculates the power consumption for every pixel of the target image. You get the power consumption needed to drive the OLED at the desired brightness. Then you can go back and make another choice of subpixels. And for instance, here's a comparison of a traditional side-by-side pixel and a stacked subpixel concept. And you can then compare the power consumption of concept A and concept B. So the traditional ones use more power, whereas the stacked ones, they can circumvent the efficiency roll-off at high brightness, because with the stacked subpixel you have bigger area of each subpixel, and then you can circumvent the power loss, the efficiency loss. Yeah.
So your company is famous for these kind of products?
Yeah, for Setfos is our 20-year-old simulation tool for OLED industry, well known. It has electrical, optical, and
it's like actually a machine, right?
So no, this is actually the simulation software.
This is simulation
for OLED
software.
Stack design. And Phalos is a machine that we presented a few years back at another iZone, where we have an angular instrument that measures the angular emission of the OLEDs, or also the photoluminescence versus angle. This is for quality control of the OLEDs. We also have other instruments, PIOS, which is an AC, DC, and transient measurement instruments to characterize the dynamics of the OLED pixel turn on and turn off. This is also well known in the industry. It's an instrument I don't have here today. And we also have...
And so this new tool is compatible with this workflow?
Yes, it nicely complements. So if you would design your OLED stack with Setfos, here you dive into the physics in the cross section of the OLED, like shown up here. And then this is a solar cell, but the OLED would be very similar. This is an OLED here where we have light scattering introduced to enhance the efficiency. So whatever you get as a characteristics, current voltage and color coordinate, you then plug into this new tool as an input to then calculate the overall power consumption of the display. So this is basically at the higher level for the entire display. The performance is characterized, the power consumption, and this allows you to estimate then how much can the battery be extended of your mobile device. So you want to have low power consumption such that the mobile device runs forever, basically. Yeah.
And if you want to sit down for 1 second. So to explain a bit, your company is, it sounds like measuring what happens with the OLEDs, like the real world performance and stuff.
It's in the research stage. Our customers are fabricating OLED displays, but they have research teams, and they develop the next generation of OLED layer stack, where they introduce new chemicals that they get from suppliers. And with our software, they can accelerate the R&D process. Rather than doing trial and error in the lab, they can sit at the computer, enter the layers definitions, and then predict the performance of the OLEDs. That's what we do with the Setfos. And now, as a next step with this display level OPIX tool, we can play around with different subpixel concepts. Whereas in Setfos, you just simulate one subpixel, whether it's red, green, or blue. You can deeply study that subpixel, and then the new tool now takes that property and calculates the power consumption of the entire display.
It sounds like the Tandem OLED is one of the new things that really boosts the performance of OLED, right?
Yes, it's actually an elegant concept. Apple has introduced it already in their displays. Tandems, it's a bit more complex to fabricate it. You have double the amount of layer on top of each other. But the good thing is you can drive the OLED at less current density and for a given brightness. And this mitigates the degradation issues that OLED displays sometimes still have.
So potentially the lifetime is double or much more, actually.
Yes, they can reach a higher lifetime because they stress the individual OLED less intense.
And it can peak brightness much higher.
Yes, peak brightness is higher. And the tandem concept is now even also used to have white OLEDs, for instance, is RGB on top of each other. That's used in Apple's Vision Pro display. And so stacking OLEDs on top of each other has become trendy in recent years, yes.
And this is totally compatible with this whole development.
Yes, it allows you to explore this new display concepts. It's not only about power consumption, but the industry is trying to reach a larger color gamut on the color space. And unfortunately, deeper colors usually are less efficient. So it's a tricky trade-off to play, reaching good enough brightness, good enough stability, and reaching good color gamut. So with this playing tool, you can play with subpixel concepts, combine deep red or deep colors and light colors, and make display concept with more than 3 subpixels. You can go up to 6 subpixels for a target image pixel.
So we did the first video together maybe 5-6 years ago, right? And what's happened with your company in the last 5-6 years?
Yeah, we were very lucky. We were able to grow as a company in size of about 40 staff members now. We have 4 measurement instruments that are shown here on this poster card, and 2 simulation software tools. This new one is the 3rd simulation software tool that will be added to these 2. And we still have other instruments in the pipeline. Besides display industry, we also serve the solar cell industry, and we're now starting to expand into battery research for yet another industry, where R&D tools are making life easier of the scientists and engineers.
And you have a cool R&D team?
Yes, besides our production and product development, we have an R&D team that participates in many research projects, mainly in Europe with European partners, but also sometimes also with Korea, for instance, and other international partners. Which these R&D projects allow us to be at the forefront and to learn what the researchers' interests are, such that we can tailor our R&D tools to those interests.
So I guess your R&D team is doing a bit of traveling?
Yes.
And they go and sit and work with them to make it work?
Yes, exactly. Then they would go with the instrument to that research partner in the UK, for instance, apply the measurements, take some measurements with the partner's OLED substrate or solar cell substrate, and then we make a lot of publications ourselves, and our customers also publish a lot of research papers, which is also good visibility for us and our tools. So there are more than 100 research papers coming out in journals that are referring to our R&D tools.
So that's a cool company in Switzerland.
Yes, we're still based in Switzerland. That's where we come from. We have
in which city?
In Winterthur, near Zurich. We have our team, and internationally we have distribution partners in China, South Korea, Japan. We have local partners where customers can address first-level support, and as soon as it gets a bit more complex, we are very happy to help from Winterthur.
Everybody in the office speaks Swiss German, or does English?
Yeah, we have a subsection of Swiss German speaking, but we have a lot of European colleagues for which we talk in English together. Yeah, so it's a bit an international team in the meantime.